Hello, my name is ZeroEmpires and I'm bringing you another matchup here. A bit different to what we've usually been seeing. We've got a 3v3 right now, and it's a very highly ranked 3v3 indeed. As you can see, the players are in feudal age already and they've just advanced right now, so don't worry, you've not actually missed anything. So, I'll introduce the players quickly. I am currently spectating Mars, who is playing in red, and the first team is on this side of the map, and they are Mars, who is playing as Huns in red. We've got Ares playing as Mongols in purple, and Cyan is Wrath playing as Mayans. On the other side of the map we have CSC Jeffrey playing as Mayans, and he is in yellow. We have CSC Bieber playing in green, and he is playing as Huns, and we have CSC Duck playing as Mongol. And so we have even teams on either side. So then, what are the players going to be doing? It's very interesting to note that this map is a Mishi style map, so players are not going to be able to get through these trees until the Imperial Age at the very least, unless they manage to cut through beforehand, and that's very unlikely to happen. So water control is going to be quite important early game, and the players on either side are no doubt going to be trying to get their water control, and this is to stop the other players from landing any units on the map over here. So say for instance if CSC Duck in blue here was able to take control of the water down this side, he'd be able to land units all the way down here onto here and take over this area by land. So players are looking to take control of the water as much as possible, and to have as much of a macro game at the same time as possible as well. So as you can see now, Mars has started to advance to the Castle Age. If I turn Fog of War on, we can actually see it's not researched cartography yet, but that's not really necessary. Mars already heading towards Castle. The other players are already in feudal, and I'm not sure about the other side. Yep, feudal age there, and feudal age here as well. Sorry, dark age still for Bieber. He is probably going for a later macro game. He's just finishing up feudal age now, whereas Mars on the other hand is heading to Castle. So Mars is going to try and get a few more town centres out. Okay, so the map in general has a hell of a lot of resources. There's a load of stone, a load of gold. There's gold everywhere. There's tons and tons of trees, so they're not going to be running out of wood. In order to take control of the water, they're going to want to build galleys, which they are doing already. Ares there with quite a few galleys. And that was nice. The pyro music started playing as I went over the water. Lovely. So the players are building galleys, and galleys require wood and gold to produce. So the players are going to be focusing very heavily on wood and gold. As you can see, Ares there, already quite heavily into gold and not so much into food at all. That's 2 farms, and it doesn't look like he's actually collecting any food whatsoever at the moment, so he's going purely into getting as many of these galleys out as possible. Mars on the other hand has just gone up to Castle Age, again with very few food collectors, although both players are able to get boats out on the water to collect food as well. So their villagers are primarily going to be collecting lots of wood and lots of gold, whilst they use fishing boats to collect fish. And that's also important to, another reason why it's also important to protect the water is to protect your fishing boats. So Mars now the first player to get into the Castle Age. Other players on the other side, Jeffrey Bieber is just going into Castle as well, and C is still in feudal age. So as we can see then, it looks like it's fairly even so far. All players now, I'm used to saying both players because I've been doing 1v1 castings. Players now trying to get out as many galleys as they can and trying to push through to the water where possible. They look fairly even on galleys, to be perfectly honest, and I'm just going to fast forward now a little bit until we get to some action. all the players are currently just trying to get as much resources in as they can and possibly get to the Imperial Age as fast as they can as well. All the players are generally collecting a hell of a lot of wood and a lot of gold as well. Late game, however, it's likely that the gold sources are going to run out. Even though there is a lot of gold, it's likely that they're going to be running out, in which case the players will need to get trade up, probably placing 1 or 2 markets here and 1 or 2 markets on the other side, being able to trade across the map like so. So anyway, they are still just pumping out boats, and we're about to get a little engagement here between Jeffrey and Wrath. It looks like they're fairly even on boats, so whether Jeffrey is going to push that or not, it's going to be interesting to see. All of these players are 2000 rating or above, so they are pretty good players. Okay, so Mars now on his 3rd town centre, and he's building his 4th, and that's going to enable him to get out a lot of villagers as fast as he can. Still not producing any galleys, he's relying on his teammates to do that, and CSC Bieber is also not producing any galleys. He's currently in the lead for score, and that's probably very likely to do with these fishing boats. He's got so many fishing boats out right now. Okay, so Ares is fighting with CSC Duck, and probably going to win that engagement, as he's already said. So Duck either going to be forced to retreat or to reinforce, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to reinforce either. Players now beginning to get into the Castle Age. We've currently got Wrath in the Castle Age, we've got Ares researching Castle Age, and Mars is already into the Castle Age and has been for quite a while. Mars now with his 4th town centre complete, almost. There we go, his 4th town centre going up. It's going to be able to produce so many villagers. The other players, CSC C is currently still in Feudal Age, not researching Castle yet. CSC, it's annoying because they're CSC C and CSC Duck are actually cooperating. Okay, so CSC Jeffrey now heading into Castle Age. So tech-wise, the team at the top is actually ahead, as they're all in the Castle Age. However, it looks like they're going to gain control of the water now, and Ares is actually quite outnumbering CSC Duck right now, and he should be able to take over this area here, if possible take out his fishing boats, and that's seriously going to harm his economy. Wrath, on the other hand, has upgraded his galleys to war galleys, and CSC Jeffrey still with galleys, so that's given him a massive advantage now. As you can see there, the stats significantly increased, an extra 2 attack and an extra 15 HP as well. So currently Ares is taking over this area here. CSC Duck has no water units whatsoever. He's probably still producing some, however he's not going to be able to, there we go, he's not going to be able to get many out on the water in order to combat this. So now retreating with his fishing boats across the map to CSC Bieber, and CSC Bieber with no navy whatsoever at the moment. He's got 2 or 3, 4 boats out there. And it looks like Wrath is managing to push him right the way across the map with a massive boat advantage there. And Ares and Wrath looking like they're going to pincer these into the centre and pretty much surround them if possible. See what they can actually see. The players still have not researched cartography. Mars has, on the other hand. He's focusing entirely on macro though. Ares now pushing forward, as is Wrath, and Wrath now being forced to retreat. I don't know why. He'd probably be able to actually defeat this if he was to go in there, especially with Ares bringing up the rear with his now researched war galleys. So at the moment, not too much going on, really just water battles, trying to take control of the water as much as possible. Of course, being able to control the water will give you a massive advantage at the moment, because players aren't able to get through this central barrier of trees. Just provide them with a lot of wood, however. And Ares really dominating on the water here. If he's able to take out CSC Duck's docks, he's going to have a massive advantage, as he's not going to be able to produce any boats whatsoever. And CSC Bieber now reaching Imperial Age, and he's the first to do so. So he's now able to get teched up. He's also lacking in economy though. He only has one town centre out, and even though he has a lot of fishing boats, they're under threat if any boats were to come over, such as they are now. So he's going to try and get some more macro going. Actually, he does have a couple more town centres going on. Also, in case you didn't know, on the right hand side here, where you've got 2 players playing as green and 2 players playing as blue, they're actually cooperating. So that means that 2 players are actually controlling this base and 2 players are controlling this base. You could say that's a disadvantage to the other team, but personally it's not too much of an advantage. It gives you a help with microing, as one person can keep an eye on economy and one person can keep an eye on attacking. And there we go, CSC Duck now ungarrisoning all of his boats from his docks and now vastly outnumbering Ares there. Ares, however, all the way down here, taking out so many of CSC Bieber's boats, and that's going to harm his economy.